As a rival fan, when do we say that Manchester United are having a sorry ass window? Genuinely, as a rival fan, I would say, come on, Man United are in the gutter. Man United are in the mud. But to be honest, I just don't like seeing big teams in bad places. I like, having that camaraderie, having that rivalry, knowing that, look, the team may be bad or the team may be good, but they're still up until a level where they think they're better than us and we think we're better than them. And there's that fight, there's that back and forth. But right now, when I look at Manchester United, this is not Manchester United. Now, in this video, I'm going to be discussing what is really going on at that club this summer. And it's really started the day after the Europa League final, because when that happened, at the Spurs loss happened, there were people crying on TikTok. There were people really upset about the future of Manchester United. But no, the PR machine, once again, they released news that they've agreed a deal with Matheus Cunha, which is an unbelievable player. I really, really rate him and I love him as a player. And he can add so much to that Manchester United team. So from the ground, they're kind of looking up and they're saying, you know what, we're going to sign a player. And then Brian Mbeumo says, there's that David Ornstein bomber where David Ornstein kind of says that Brian Mbeumo wants to join Manchester United. He's rejected all of the other clubs that are interested and he wants to go to Manchester United. Then there's the news about Bruno. Bruno could be going to Saudi Arabia. Now Manchester United fans are saying, so we're signing Mbeumo. Bruno leaving is going to give us 100 million euros so that we can spend it across the rest of the club or the rest of the profiles that we're missing. You know what? We're cooking something this summer. But Cunha was done. Great. Mbeumo has not been done yet. It's been over a month since that David Ornstein bomber clot has come out. And unfortunately, there's been no news since. Bruno staying has kind of altered plans, because when you have a player like Bruno, especially in Amorim's system, which I'm going to come on to later on in the video, it is so hard to fit him in the team, and that 100 million euros would have taken them very, very far. I know a lot of Man United fans have this connection and this synergy with Bruno Fernandes, but unfortunately at 31 years old, getting 100 million euros for someone like that could have changed plans in a way we could never imagine. And now we kind of ask ourselves, where kind of revenue deals have gone down due to Manchester United, Man United's performance. They've not been able to sell Bruno, who was going to give them a huge windfall in terms of the cash coming in. And now we look at it like this: there's news reports coming out that Man United are interested in signing Wilfred Ndidi. Wilfred Ndidi and Dominic Calvert-Lewin, which is on a free transfer. Look, these two players, like, I always just think, if you're down in the gutter, the way you kind of regroup and rebuild is through working on the physicality. If you can, if you can, and I'm stuttering so much in this video because it's actually mind-blowing. If you can increase the physical floor of your team, if you can get that physicality level up, you're in for a winner. That's what Newcastle did to get them from relegation fight up until the Champions League. They just built their team with builders, soldiers, fighters, warriors. And then towards the end, they added a little bit of class in Alexander Isak, Bruno Guimaraes, Sandro Tonali, who's also amazing on the physical side of things. That's kind of what Man United need to do. So I understand Ndidi and Calvert-Lewin, but come on, man. Injury prone, they're past their peak, they're past their prime. And now that I look at Manchester United at the moment, I'm like, what is next for them? Because that Mbeumo deal is not done yet. Maybe Tottenham could swoop in. Maybe Arsenal could come back in for him. Victor Gyökeres, who was linked with Manchester United, is seemingly joining Arsenal. I hoped and prayed that he was going to be joining Manchester United. I didn't want him at Arsenal, but them's the rules. And then you kind of think about how bloated the forward line is. I say bloated, but the players just don't want to be there. You have Sancho, you have Anthony, you have Rashford, you have Garnacho. I know I'm missing one more. But you have these players all set to leave the club in the summer. And you kind of think of it like this. Who's coming in to play for Rashford? Who's coming in to pay for Garnacho? They're trying to sell Anthony over to Betis, and Betis are not the richest club in Spain. Sancho, there's talks of him going to Juventus, but Sancho's wages are crazy. So you have all of this going on. And then you go back to Ruben Amorim. Now, the point of this video is, yeah, everything is going wrong with the players, but Ruben Amorim, for me, has not paraded himself in glory. I think that's the phrase. Has not showered himself in glory. I don't know what the phrase is, right? But when I look at Ruben Amorim, I think he would suit a team. Like, if Arsenal sack Mikel Arteta tomorrow, Ruben Amorim will do a lot better at Arsenal than at Manchester United, because Ruben Amorim is not, for me, a rebuilding coach. He is incredibly stubborn to the way that he plays, and unfortunately, playing that three at the back system, you need two midfielders that are genuine athletes. So if Man United had money, they could go and sign someone like Amadou Onana. I know they've been linked to Edison. You basically need to sign two all-rounded midfielders so that they can cover all of the ground, cover all of the space, and unfortunately, that is a very tough ask, especially in that system. So I don't know why he is so rigid, and I don't know why he is so wedded to that system, because let's look at the top three in the back managers in world football. You have Xabi Alonso, who won a Bundesliga title unbeaten with Leverkusen, playing a back three. You have Simone Inzaghi, who is at Inter, playing a back three. You have Antonio Conte, who's playing a back three all of his career, and then he goes to Chelsea. Oh, he goes to Napoli and wins the league. What happened with all of these managers? Xabi Alonso is playing a four at the back at times, or he's playing a three at the back system that goes into four at the back at Real Madrid. Simone Inzaghi is playing a four at the back at Al Hilal, and Conte won a league at Napoli playing four at the back, also three at the back at times. So you're looking at managers that are adaptable in their ways. And unfortunately, when it comes to Amorim, Amorim has this specific way where he has the two centre-backs, the central centre-back inverts into midfield, plays deep. Like, I just do not get it. And unfortunately, with Amorim, there's this talk and there's this claim that he deserves time and he deserves all of the goodwill of the fans, but unfortunately, especially when they're not backing him in the summer with the players that fit his system and fit his criteria, the guy is going to be run out of the job. Unfortunately, the guy will say like, oh, maybe I need to go, but unfortunately, I think with the way Manchester United are set up in the summer, I think Amorim is going to have to leave, especially when the results go bad. And I go back to the start of the video. As a rival fan, I shouldn't feel this bad for Manchester United. I want them to be decent. I obviously don't want them to win the league. Like, I want Man United to be so good that they just miss out on the Champions League, or they just miss out on the Europa League, or if they are amazing, they lose the league on the final day. That is kind of the level that I want Manchester United to be. I don't want them, and obviously losing the league to Arsenal, but I don't want Man United to be down there, because it's not fun. It's not seeing them just always moan and always complain. I want them to have good moments so that when the bad moments come, it hurts them even more. Maybe I'm more evil like that. But looking at this summer, it just doesn't feel right, especially with the optimism heading after, or looking after the Europa League final. Now it's just like, meh. Bruno stayed, Mbeumo's not done, Garnacho is staying. And here's another thing. I'm seeing people turn on Ahmad. Like, I'm seeing, you know, those fans who had an issue with Pogba, who had an issue with Rashford, they're probably going to turn on Ahmad. They're going to say he's focusing too much on his distractions. He's focusing too much on this. He's not focusing on his game. He's not focusing on his football. That is bound to happen at Manchester United. So, look, man, I'm sad to see Manchester United like this. I want them to become decent again. I don't want them to become world class again, but I do want them to become a good team again, because it's fun bantering a team that is just a bit below you. When they're like down in 15th and 16th, it's not fun anymore. So that's kind of how I feel about Manchester United. Everything's just meh. And then when I saw the links to Wilfred Ndidi and Dominic Calvert-Lewin, it just made me want to do this video, because it's not looking good, man. I hate to be all doom and gloom, but I want more for Manchester United. I want more for the biggest team in England. I want more for that, and unfortunately, we're not seeing it. So let me know if you're watching this as a Manchester United fan. Let me know how you're feeling down below in the comments. I know everyone is kind of down in the dumps because of everything going on at the club right now, but it's interesting to see where you guys are at. So let me know your feelings and thoughts down below. I'm going to reply to all the comments, and yeah, I'm going to try to be consistent on this page. If not, oh well, innit? So leave a like down below, comment what you want to see next. I've been Remedy. You guys have been my subscribers. Take care, and I'll see you very soon for another video.